What is going on, everybody around the world and right here on YouTube? This is Sonomix, and today I'm here to give my predictions for WWE Backlash 2016. WWE Backlash happens this Sunday, September the 11th, and also stick around towards the end of this video for I will be giving my predictions for UFC 203, which will be tomorrow, September 10th. I did say in a previous video that I was going to wait till Saturday, but I figure this looks like the official card for Backlash, and might as well just go ahead and review it now. Now, looking at this card, I gotta say, this does not look like a very strong card. I think there's two matches here that will be good, but unless something surprises me, which it has done before, but let's go over the matches that we have here. So, I would predict that the match is going to kick off with the Hype Bros versus the Usos. Now, the winner of this match faces Heath Slater and Rhino for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. First of all, I already hate the fact of where this tournament's going. Basically, the Usos lost fair and square against American Alpha, so did the Hype Bros. So, by default, Slater and Rhino should already be champions, but in WWE logic, I guess they're not. I don't know. But, anywho, I digress. Usos versus the Hype Bros. This is probably not going to be nothing too special. It's probably going to be okay at best. Maybe a low 2-star rating. Maybe like a 2.25 out of 5. I do not see the Hype Bros winning whatsoever. I think the Usos, seeing that they just turned heel, it would make sense for the Usos to win this, seeing that they are a fresh heel now, finally. So I'm going to say that the Usos are going to pick up the win here. We'll go to the Usos against Slater and Rhino, but I don't think that's going to happen just yet. I think what's going to happen next after this is the Intercontinental Championship match, The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. Same ordeal. I think this is going to be a fine match. Maybe if you were to give these guys maybe a good 15 minutes, maybe they could pull something, maybe not great, but good. I can maybe see them trying to get to that 3-star range. I don't see a 3-star range, though. Maybe a 2.75 at best. In the end, I see The Miz winning. I think it would be not a mistake, but it wouldn't make sense to have Ziggler win it, especially coming off from that great promo on Talking Smack with The Miz, how he cut that epic promo on Daniel Bryan. So I think The Miz should hold on to the title. I say maybe by Survivor Series. I think that's a good enough length for The Miz to drop the title. So I'm going to say The Miz wins the match and retains the Intercontinental Championship. Up next is the 6-pack challenge. That is Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Natalya, Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Nikki Bella. I think this is just, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is over the top rope. Well, not over the top rope, just going through the rope and having both feet land on the floor. If that's the case, this is going to be your typical women's battle royal. Nothing fancy. I say probably at best. I say if this goes on for at least, say, 6 minutes, I think that would be good enough. If this goes any longer, it's probably going to drag out and probably not going to be that great. Now, I'm going to rule out the people who I think is not going to win. Naomi, Natalya, Carmella, and Alexa Bliss. I think these 4 are not going to win. So it's a toss-up between Becky Lynch or Nikki Bella. As much as I love Becky Lynch, as much as I would love to have her win it, I think it's going to be Nikki Bella. It wouldn't make sense for Becky Lynch to win, and here's why. She's been on a losing factor, it seems. She lost at Battleground, she lost at SummerSlam, and I think she lost the past couple matches on SmackDown. And Nikki Bella, on the other hand, has been on the winning role ever since she came back from her injury and came back at SummerSlam. Not a big fan of Nikki Bella, but because she has been on a winning roll, I think it makes sense for Nikki Bella to win, so my pick is Nikki Bella. Now let's go back to the tag teams. The Usos versus Slater and Rhino for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Probably going to be the same ordeal. It's probably going to be an okay match. I don't see anything spectacular or great coming out of this. Now this leaves me scratching my head thinking who I think is going to win. It would make sense if Slater and Rhino won, but then again, the Usos just turned heel, so what do? I'm going to give this one to the Usos. I think they're going to digress the Heath Slater contract signing ordeal. And here's another reason why I think the Usos is going to win. If you've been following, now I don't know if anybody's into politics or anything like that. I'm sure there are some, but Rhino, if I'm not mistaken, he won the state representative for Detroit. I think it was state representative or state something for the Republicans. And there's that voting election in November, and I know he's going to be a part of that. And I don't know how Rhino's going to juggle between wrestling, especially him being tag team champions with Heath Slater, and doing this election race. Now, I don't know if he's doing anything with the Republican state representative thing, unless that's not till October, which I know October is going to be a big thing in politics, so leading up to November. So I'm going to say the Usos. I'm going to say the Usos win, and they become the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Up next, which I think will be the co-main event, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. I think the build-up has been decent. It hasn't been great, figuring it's only been a 2-week build, so that's why it's been decent, nothing spectacular. I think this match will be solid. I can see a 3, maybe a 3.25. And in the end, if this is going to be like a series, like, say, if Bray wins the first, Orton wins the second, then they have the blow-off at Survivor Series. If you're gonna do that, have Bray Wyatt win the first. Because Bray has kind of been on the path of a go-nowhere routine character. He's been lost in the shuffle. And they kind of seem like they don't really know what to do with him. Plus, he has, especially with Bray, he's been on a losing streak as of late. So once again, I think it makes sense for Bray to win. So have him win the first fall. And then at No Mercy, which would be a SmackDown exclusive, have Orton win that. And then have the blow-off at Survivor Series. So I'm going to say Bray Wyatt picks up the win. And then finally, the main event. Dean Ambrose versus AJ Styles for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Or World Championship, I think now is what they're calling it. I think this is going to be a very good match. I see a 3.5, maybe a 3.75 type caliber match. I can see some good spots where maybe they play some dirty tactics, like dirty heel tactics on each other. And in the end, I want AJ Styles. I think Dean Ambrose reign of WWE champion is up. And in my honest opinion, I think Ambrose has been, I don't know if I mean his popularity is still there, but I kind of feel like he's been I don't really know how I want to phrase this. But basically, he's starting to become the guy that he's kind of like the New Day, it seems, where the flavor is running out. And I think it's time to put it on someone new. And seeing that AJ Styles came off with that huge win against John Cena at SummerSlam, it would make sense for Styles to win this. And I'm really super hoping that AJ Styles wins this. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of fans, I even forgot where this is going to be at, actually. I can check that up really quick while I'm doing this. But I think a lot of people would hope that AJ Styles wins this. And yeah, I actually forgot where they're going to be at. I forgot where they're going to be at, but it doesn't matter. AJ Styles wins. I hope he wins. Overall, my prediction, I hope this is going to be at least an okay show, but I feel like this is going to be more on the disappointing end. If I had to make a prediction where I have an overall score, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Which is, like I said, it's in the okay range, but nothing really spectacular. Alright, that was my prediction video for WWE SmackDown. Now, really quick, UFC 203. I think this is going to be the most talked about UFC if you are a wrestling fan. Now, I'm not going to go over the main cards. I'm only going to go over the two big ones. First off, we got the World Heavyweight Championship bout. We got Alistair Overeem, the challenger, against Stephen Miocic. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right. The champion in this 5-round bout for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. I think this is going to be a really good match. I've heard a lot of good things from Miocic, that he's a really good MMA fighter. Alistair Overeem is a veteran. He's really freaking good as well. I'm going to say that this match ends in round 3 with a knockout by Overeem. Yes, I'm going to say round 3, Overeem beats Miocic and becomes the heavyweight champion. Now, that's the main event. But once again, if you're a wrestling fan like I am, this match here is a way bigger deal. CM Punk versus Mickey Gall. I believe this is a 3-round fight, which has to be a 3-round fight, seeing that this is CM Punk's debut. This is going to be interesting because you have CM Punk at 37, and you got Mickey Gall at 22. I believe he's 22 or 23. CM Punk is no youngster. Mickey Gall's a youngster. So I can see Mickey Gall really putting on everything he has against CM Punk. Now, I have not watched the Evolution of Punk documentary, which, from the looks of it, they seem to like really been building CM Punk as like this big time underdog. And if Mickey Gall comes in and he knocks the hell out of CM Punk in, like, say, the first round in 2 minutes, it would make that whole Evolution of Punk feel like a joke, it would seem. Now, I will admit, I am a CM Punk fan. I loved his stuff in WWE when he was the best in the world. I loved his 434-day reign. I am a CM Punk guy. I will admit that. But do I go for CM Punk? What do I predict? I would be surprised if CM Punk went all 3 rounds. This match is this is the match where it's heart and money. My heart says CM Punk, but my money says Mickey Gall. I think a lot of people would say, I want to see CM Punk get his ass handed and see him get knocked out. I hope he does fine. And if he doesn't get a knockout, you know what? I hope he goes in decision. Whether it be split or unanimous, if he goes into decision and he loses, You know what? I say good try. Because at least you didn't get knocked out, and at least you didn't submit. You went 3 rounds, and if you lost, you still looked good at the end. But honestly, I'm going to go Mickey Gall. But then again, don't be surprised if there is a inside job to where CM Punk wins. But if this is legit and there is no BSing around, my heart says CM Punk, my money says Mickey Gall, my final answer is Mickey Gall. But this UFC is a good card, but I want to just I just wanted to go over those 2 big fights because I think those are the 2 big fights that people are going to be talking about more than any other fight. With that being said, this was my predictions for UFC 203, just those 2. I hope you guys enjoyed the 2 predictions video. If you did enjoy, give this video a like, give it a thumbs down. Tell me who you think is going to win in these matches. I'd be more than happy to hear. And as always, follow me on Twitter and follow me on Twitch. And until then, you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys later. And yes, I am supposed to be watching UFC 203 with a buddy, so I will I'll give a review on it as well afterwards. But until then, have a good night, guys, and I'll see you later.